Careful. Bethine, be careful. The bunnies. Almost there? Yes, they are. Oh.
We're here. We all know what to do, don't we?
I'm not altogether sure. Gertrude didn't want to say anything about that, so all we know is what we came up with ourselves. Damn. I feel peculiar though.
The ointment is the main thing, and we'll think up some chant or two.
Just let's get it over with quick. I keep hearing weird noises.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or...
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum.
The vessel's lost and won. What's that nonsense you bubbling?
I didn't make it up. It came out of me all by itself.
My vision's blacking out, and I feel the earth moving. Maybe this wasn't a good idea.
We're not doing it for our sake. Our intentions are pure. There's nothing to worry about.
Silence. Hush now. Do you hear that? As if someone was singing.
That'll be the tree roots. The earth speaks to us. Like Gertrude said. Why is it getting so dark?
It's singing very loud. Make them stop. At least for a while, please. My head hurts.
Don't be scared. Let it happen. Lucifer, star of the morning, we're here to ask you a boon.
What is it? Mary, pray for us. I feel the devil is coming.
I'll go toward him. Show him the way to find us.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death.
What are you praying to the Virgin Mary? You'll scare the devil away.
Stop praying and speaking of death. We're here to save lives since we've lost our own. Satan, appear and send pestilence on all the humans. I'm coming to meet you. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto us. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto us.
Who is it? Who's there?
Just me. I haven't found anyone.
Who's me? You're Lucifer.
What are you talking about?
I hear someone coming.
Prince of Darkness.
We are...
I was further away than I ever was.
I won't be fulfilling.
Oh,
In return, you'll have to...
If it loads this time, sure, I don't care, but Come on now. I get it.
Are you quite well after your long journey?
Huh? Long journey? What?
From the gates of hell to here. When will you take care of the humans? And why don't you have horns and hooves and a goat's tail, like the priest said?
I got rid of my horns and hooves along the way, and I keep my tail in my breeches. I only get it out for special occasions.
I
Really?
hope there'll be one soon enough.
I flew in on a tree branch. It took no time at all.
Flying on a branch? Will you teach us how to do that too? We are your maid servants now. We'll do anything you wish.
How come you're a talking mare?
What mare? Does your sight deceive you? I'm Vera, and I turn many a young man's head in Ujits.
What's that? Oh,
Will you serve me and do all I tell you to?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do...
me! Take me!
No.
I'm okay. I have to.
What about the other one? Why doesn't she speak up?
Kuta! You chicken! Speak up!
I don't care.
I want you, Mare. Vera.
I knew it. Come on. Come closer to me.
I'd rather not. Is the thing? Unlock the chicken? Should I?
That was tough. Oh, but I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
I need to sleep.
Bugger sleep! What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
You're dead! Ah! You'll get what for!
Forgot about that move.
Did that hurt? Bring it on!
Poke me with that. Just do whatever you want to me, honestly. I don't care anymore. I'm over it. I was nowhere near that camp.
Fuck happened here? Shit! Oh my god. These are no demons, just flesh and blood woodcutters. I'll never be able to explain this to anyone. That fucking ointment. Damn that old hag. Now what?
Game saved. I don't want check that out.
Yeah.
Going to Blue Boy. And we're out. Me into the city. Near the Black Parade. I mean, they were bandits. They weren't just woodcutters. I didn't want to get spotted. Boo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo. Wakey wakey. Eggs and bakey.
I found out more about the Ujit's witchcraft.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herbwoman, and they're using it to summon the devil.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil, danced around a fire.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed it. They wanted to put a stop to the witch's Sabbath.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men meant well. Was there no other way to stop the bloodshed?
The woodcutters were beside
I wish.
themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
I did everything I could.
The good Lord observes your deeds. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray, because you have blood on your hands. At least
live
you
with
see
that.
where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and for your soul and mine, because we share the blame. And now please, go. Leave me alone to pray. Good luck to you.
I've done it. Bad trip. I wasn't doing the scene over again. I refused. Me into the city. Join the Black Parade. Change pretty quick. I believe we are done here. Let's see what else can we do. Quest book. Where is the scribe? This way. I think we're just pushing the Gears of War in like 15-ish minutes. I believe. Hold. Hey there, partner. Here's the El Scribo. Skirt. Alright, the thing is he's sleeping, so I'd rather not. Bailiff. How's it going, son?
My respects. May the Lord watch over you.
Alright. The book nerd would be up earlier, but I guess not. He's awake. I'll pay you for your services.
God be with you.
A lot of books I see.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all...
I have the money.
You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
I have all the time in the world,
All right.
brother.
I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start.
No. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart.
Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So,
Bit tarnished.
let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on
Read the
table.
book.
Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Get out of your text. One day, a countryman going to the nest of his goose found there an egg, all yellow and glittering. When he took it up, it was as heavy as lead, and he was going to throw it away because he thought a trick had been played upon him. But he took it on second thoughts, and soon found on his delayed that it was an egg of pure gold. Every morning the same thing occurred, and he soon became rich by selling his eggs. As he grew rich, he grew greedy, and thinking to get at once all the gold the goose could give, he killed it and opened it only to find nothing. Alright, scribe.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So,
There was something about some fellow and a goose.
Ah, well, the main thing is you've managed to read the book. The rest is just practice. Only through a careful reading will you uncover the real meaning of the text.
I didn't know what they wanted me to do. I know it's by
written
greed.
on a mere whim and without purpose. Like I told you, books are.
But I thought it was more of a
and
training
the words
thing.
that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master.
I only just managed the
Okay, I'm
fable
on
about
it.
the goose, and now you're...
You're a clever.
Thank you. Which book? This one. Alright, we'll sit down first, I understand. Nelusu est iber tam malso, it non alaqua apolte prostit, libri multi amongstri, snut, pontimus orator est cusi, cui pasci verbis plumna deceit. One of my favorites I've ever read.
I read the page.
So tell me.
Nullus est liber tam malus, ut non alique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Reading perk point available, mightier than the sword. Dude, I have books to read. Any more books around I can read? I'm off them. Cool. I mean, I think I just want to use bloodletting, honestly. I don't care about poisoning some nerd. I'm gonna bleed. I don't care about price, so goodbye. Thank you. Got a key to something, probably this chest inside one of these rooms. Got some books to read. Not for you. What was that key for? Maybe to his house? Let me see. It was trunk keys, so... Hello. Howdy.
Hi.
Oh, where's this
Excuse me.
How's it going?
Tired.
Tired. I like that. I'll be finishing up this in a couple minutes if you want to play some Gears of War.
Alright.
Oh, the villager. Let me read some more books, read some more XP. Find a bench to sit in. Get cozy by candlelight. Actually, our bedroom has a better area. Go back there. Pebbles. Come on, Pebbles.
Yeah.
Did you get your XP yet?
I'm an 88.
Uh,
I can't remember what I was when I left, when I got off.
mm. So let's sit. Pull out some books, shall we? Inventory. Other travels of Sir John Mandeville. From the land of the Moors, one travels to India by way of the countries and mountains of various sizes. And the Indian lands are divided into three. The first is called the Greater, which has in it too much it. The second to Middle, which is not so hot. The third is called the Lesser, and is so cold that the water there turns to crystals and rock. And these are the crystals that the merchants bring here. In India, there are many different kingdoms, strange customs and passions, people and animals. It is called India after the river Indus, which flows through it. The people who live beside the waterway are wise and ugly, and they hunt eels in the river that are more than 30 feet long. There are as many as 5,000 islands in the sea, on each of which different laws and customs prevail, and each of them is a whole country, with a king and his subjects, and there are thousands of castles and towns, and countless people. Though they are unknown to us, for few people travel out of India, because wherever they should go, they would be homesick for their country, and also because on your travels you will encounter many cutthroats, and also there live many terrible bass and poisonous word. I can't see the word. Worms in the oceans are so dangerous that one would hardly swim there, and in some places in the heat so great that in the daytime people are burned to death by the sun. People here are sick too, and from the heat from intense comes out of the intestines come out of their bodies. And in this land no iron or other metal is allowed, for in the land are many amniotic rocks, and therefore if a ship should have such metals on it, it would be drawn onto the cliffs and everyone would die. Okay, just give me my experience, please. I'm assuming if it's yellow, we haven't read it yet, so we gotta read it. The groom to the scholar. Scholar, you wretched fellow, how could you so oddly bellow? Or oddly bellow? You with oncoin to your name, gunt and afraid of the cane, trudging through this world in squalor, ever burdened by your labor, however you may toil and sweat, no better garments shall you get. To go in rags is a people's lot, a bed to lie on you have not. Now you lie by the hearth at night, but in winter you shall have to fight, to warm your bones by the fireside near, for they'll drive you out without a acre. You'll be blessed to sleep on the floor at last, not left to let what? Isle on the earth like a beast, shivering on the frozen ground with chattering teeth and frost all around. And still you'll have no end to cords or what? Rocks? No. Whatever. Lightning, the stoves, and sweeping floors. Chores! Your work may never be forgot, although you cannot sleep a lot. When on the cold, hard ground you lay. I'm better off, I proudly say. My bed of stars is like paradise, where at night I escapefully lie like a bird in the feathered nest of spruce, though at times I lie in dung, God's truth, but still I suffer little pain, save when I am soaked by rain. I must wait till dawn and my clothing dries, and I wipe it clean so soon as I rise, so the cloth is clean and bright next day. Mark my words, one thing I'll say, the peasants fear me to a man wherever I may walk or stand, all bow their heads before me low. Before me, I guess low, yeah. Welcome, master, thy great miso. Even the farmer steps aside, and the chickens can hardly run and hide. I'm glad of that, for they will let them hide in my bag until I take them with me to feast, pucked and cooked in their own grease. One thing I say, since you entreat me, I have no fear, for my lord will beat me. Next book, Sir Adabart. Reading skill up. On St. Adalbert. Upon the death of Bishop Dietmar, the first bishop of the Kingdom of Bohemia, Voltke, known as Adalbert, or the Slavonic clan, took his place. It transpired in the year 982, recalling to mind the word of his predecessor, that amongst his common people many injustices have spread, that polygamy amongst the nobility and blood feuds amongst the people that flourish. Now that it's getting dark. That no soul did honor neither Sabbath nor holy days, and in their place they held markets. That Christians were sold into slavery, and that in the countryside pagan customs did flourish. He resolved to devote his life to fighting against such inequality. For 5 years did he endeavor to eradicate these iniquities, but he failed, and disgusted, he traveled to Rome to beg the Holy Father for counsel. And he said unto him, My son, if you are incapable of leading your people, then withdraw and at least try to save yourself. And he wanted to journey to Jerusalem, but it was impossible to pass himself off as a common pilgrim, for his bishop's vestments gave him away, but cast them aside he could not, and he gave his possessions to the poor, and did cast aside his vestments, secluded himself to a Benedictine monastery for several years, but here as well he did see how morality had been degraded, and how the monks lived a nearly entirely and heartly life, and in disgust he departed and returned to pasturing and the crozier. To rectify at least some things, he founded Brennov Monastery, as well as several others, and invited monks of great morals to them to live and devote themselves to God according to the strictest Montecasti laws. In the year of our Lord 995, a horrible catastrophe struck with his family. Every last man and child was murdered at the fortified town of Lipsey, whence only Albert escaped, perhaps because he was not there, or because no soul dared lay a hand upon a bishop. People evil of tongue claim that it was the Primslid clan that did commit the massacre to solidify its power in Bohemia. Others say that it was Aldebart himself who was responsible for Alfred, an adulterous wife who, according to custom, should have been killed. Asylum is the church, and thus the disgraced clan of the husband wanted vengeance, but not finding him at Lebice, they killed his family instead. Sorrowed and disgusted, Aldebart once again retired from his affairs, set off as a missionary to the north, to the land of the pagan Persians. There, he desired to spread the Christiana faith and to fight against the pagans' idolatry. But the local inhabitants did not wish to see him and greeted him with stones and sticks. It's so dark, dude. Seeing such idolatry, he destroyed their idols and chopped down the sacred grove, for they did bow before trees and considered them to be holy. When the pagans saw this, they killed Adabar, and their trees did drink his blood with the body that they left there. It was only Bolsarus the Brave who had the holy remains of the martyr taken to Prague. We're too good. We have more stuff in our chest, I believe. Yeah, we have more books. Only one new book. Gotcha. We'll hit level 5 and get that buff at least. So sit. Jeff, are you here?
Yes. Excuse me.
I just want to specify that the words are all scrambled because Henry cannot read. So if I sound slow, that's why. Okay. I'm trying to level up his reading skills by reading books that you cannot read. If it sounded weird, just throwing it out there. And after this book, I'm ready.
I'm not listening to you because
book.
I heard you reading something earlier, and I was just like, I'm trying to play this game, so I just took my headset off. I didn't even know that it was just horrible reading. I just heard reading.
Just, everything is scrambled, and it's a nightmare. And this is the last one, so I'll be just about ready. Texted to Aaron. I don't know what he's doing. He didn't answer me, so. Now has winter come, hear you ragged ones, evil times are on us, and clothing none. Evil winds blow, evil is sown, excuse me. Blessed of bitter weather once upon another, bringing naught but another. But bother. Heavy falls the snow, foretelling great woe. Worm threadbare your cloak, hose torn and shoes are broke. We sleep through summer, heedless in slumber of next winter's snows. How great our woes, how poor our clothes. Yet poor be of good cheer, or good. I can't unscramble that one. Is it just cheer? It doesn't make sense for the line though. Joy is with us here. I guess it does make sense. I thought it was scrambled. Clothes worn away. Heads turned to gray. Despair, poor ones, shall guide us on. Or can we endeavor our path forever? To seek God's favor, caps from our heads torn. None is left to keep. What grief we have sown. So shall we yet reap sheaves cut short and sad of heart. In Bohemia, what to do but to the tavern go for relief from woe. And as the alehouse then, they give us not to drink. Oh, what misery to sup from a dry and empty cup. Upon a curse
Prithee,
with
be
empty uprise.
careful.
Prithee, be careful. What can you endeavor? Seek relief from labor and ask God's favor. On Friday, here's our fare. Soup from water prepared. Stew of grass and wood, an end to this bad food. Fish will there be from Dunbar or sea, or Danube or sea. Of that there's a little fear, for even eels are dear, and loach are far from here. Coal, what? On Saturdays we'll sup from grief's bitter cup, and on Sunday morning, empty bellies groaning, at table together, one pours as another. We'll sit and take our share of nothing else but air, and let there be our fare. The cooks for us will brew from mist and fog, and mixed and fog a stew, from darkness roasted game and venison and dreams. Stew a log of wood or club for food, to honor guests and treat them. Such food they serve to feed them. Would better serve to beat them. Keep your food so rough. Black pudding with barley and cabbage we love. Buttermilk and wine, mashed peas, noodles, and seeds. It's not wine, unless he just replaced the Y with the I guess. A poppy smoked with ham too. A pumpkin or two and chickpea stew. He's done it. I don't have any more books. Alright, eat the books, put them back in their storage. I don't need them. Then I will do my inventory and put everything else on my horse. So let's see. Wear the boot scarf. This one's our best one. It does up our... I gotta clean my clothes. Everything's so dirty. I'm cool with this one. No. Go with already on. And then just about everything else can go on the horse. So... I actually have enough arrows on us, so... The rest of these can go on the horse. Then everything that's not equipped will also go on the horse. There we go. Then it's probably good. Chalice too. Alright. That should be good. Let's go ahead and save the game. Save the save. Heal the full, more than likely. What time of day is it anyway? Would be a good time to save, sure. Keep until 5. Alrighty. Save the game. Quit. Yes. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna switch batteries and get a glass of water, and I'm good to go. So, hold it up.
Okay.